Have you ever been in an environment where you feel out of place or like you shouldn't be there? Where no matter what you do, you never seem good enough? I remember when I started my first corporate job straight out of university. I was so proud of myself for getting a well paid job so quickly. I was doing well, achieving my goals, and even the first to book a deal. But I couldn't shake the feeling that I didn't belong. The heavy weight of failing or making a mistake constantly on my back because I kept thinking it will prove that I don't belong there, prove that I'm not right for the job, prove that I'm not the right person for the role, prove that I don't deserve to be there. I was constantly worried that people would think I wasn't qualified. I was hired with a couple of other graduates. At the start, it looked like everyone was doing well, getting along, achieving goals, and meeting targets. I was getting along with my new co workers, and although I kept doing well and reaching my target, I was starting to feel out of place. Also, the inevitable things happened when working in sale competition. Even though everyone was supporting each other and being encouraging, the comparison and noticing others achieving their goals, even if I'm achieving the same thing, I just couldn't help but feeling like I wasn't good enough or at the same level as them, and this thought kept lingering at the back of my head. It was my first corporate job, working with like a corporate team. Everyone seemed so much more experienced than I was. I often attributed my success to luck rather than my own hard work and skills. I also felt like I couldn't be myself around my co-workers and I had to put on a mask all the time. The feeling of not being good enough sometimes stopped me from sharing ideas or volunteering for tasks because I felt like I will fail. Like when we had team meetings and they will ask, oh, who wants to volunteer or does anyone else have an idea? Even though I did and I did want to contribute, I always had to second guess myself or just think, is this right? Will they accept my opinion? I was afraid that people will think I was stupid or incompetent. Also, when I got praised by people for my achievement or my intelligence and talent, I felt like I didn't deserve it because of all my self doubt and the problems I experienced along the way while doing that task. I think this also came from only seeing the struggles that I was having and seeing other people's success and not seeing their struggles. I felt like I had to constantly prove myself, and I was afraid of making any mistake, big or small. I also felt like I didn't belong in that company or the corporate world. Everyone seemed so much more experienced and so successful than me. Everyone seemed to know what they're doing and they seemed to take their job so seriously. Like the job was the most important thing to them. Like they will wake up in the morning and that's the first thing they think about. I felt like I had to conform to the corporate culture. And even though it didn't feel like me, like I couldn't be myself there, I was constantly putting on a mask to conform to the office environment culture. Why do I have to put on this mask just to greet people? Why couldn't I just be myself? Because if I saw someone, I'll greet them. But it just felt like I had to put on this show to greet someone in the morning at 8 o'clock. It just didn't feel like myself. I was constantly worried about what other people would think, if what I say will be taken up to higher management or if I'll hurt someone's feeling. I had to greet everyone whenever they walked past me, and I had to, oh my days, Monday. I did not hate Monday because it's Monday. I just hated those boring, annoying questions about how my weekend was. And the thing is, I probably didn't do anything over the weekend, and even if I did, I wouldn't want to share it with them anyway. I enjoyed working remote because it meant that I had to put on less of an act. And also, when I had meetings, everyone seemed so serious, but with the Zoom meeting, you couldn't feel the seriousness or the life and death vibe that was going on. As if I know these are very important meetings, but it's not that deep. just felt like I was putting on a show, like I was acting, like I was having an out of body experience. Just sitting there, like nodding along to the presentation and clapping, like it all felt like an act. You know, my colleague was so nice and they all seemed so genuine. And when they asked questions, they were all so genuine. And I really appreciated them. And I would say, as much as I felt like I was acting, I was genuinely happy being there. And I did appreciate and connect with them. But it's just that I felt like I had to pretend to be interested in things that I just didn't care about. All in the name of being social and being liked. And it was just exhausting. Something that helped me get over my imposter syndrome is reminding myself that I'm good enough and that I do deserve to be where I am. Also, I'm putting a lot of hard work and effort, which was actually paying off, and I deserve to be appreciated for my contribution. I think it's also important to find a work environment where you feel appreciated and valued, like where I was. And when I was recognized, I had to be less hard on myself and actually be proud for my accomplishments. I think another thing that can help others overcome their imposter syndrome is finding a career that they actually enjoy or a job that they actually enjoy doing. This will help you feel more confident in your abilities. Also, remember all your accomplishment. Like, you're an amazing person. Just make a list of all the things you've achieved, both big and small. Like, if you went out for a walk, if you had your, how much is it, 2 liters of water a day, just write that down. That's an accomplishment. And just note all of that down, okay? And also, challenge your negative thoughts. Like, if you're doing a task, ask yourself, why do I not think I'm good enough? And in asking that, some negative stuff will come, but then question that. Why do I not think I'm good enough? Oh, because I'm lazy. Why am I lazy? Oh, because I don't want to get out of bed. Why don't I want to get out of bed? Because I slept late last night. Why am I sleeping late last night? Because I'm spending all my time on YouTube. Why am I spending all my time on YouTube? Just like question, dig, 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 and eventually that can help solve your problems. Well, it won't solve your problem, but it can help you come up with a solution. If you're dealing with imposter syndrome, know that you're not alone. Because while I was in that period of my life, it was very difficult. And speaking to my friend who was also starting at a new job and being able to relate to each other's experience was really helpful. So just know that you're not alone in feeling this way. I'm no longer working at that job. And it's not because of my imposter syndrome, actually, but also having the confidence in yourself, knowing that all the hard work that you've put in is actually paying off and you are deserving of the role. Remember, you are good enough and you deserve to be where you are. Take care.